Bill and Rosario, thank you for your time.
Well, thank you for being here.
Congratulations on Crystal. Your characters are very eccentric and interesting, to say the least. I love them. So, did you put your own spin on Crystal and Wyatt, or is what we see on screen exactly what Will wrote on script?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Mm.
Yeah, I think this has been a project that Bill's been on for 12 years, but has been in production for 14. So I know it's gone through many different iterations, which probably made it okay to kind of experiment a little bit with the character and add something to it, because I think she's probably been tweaked quite a lot over the years, and all of these characters and dynamics. So it was really fun to sort of join the party, I guess, and excitement of people who are, finally making the story come to fruition. And the cast of characters that you put together in reality is mirrors sort of the eccentricity, I think, of the cast of characters in the actual film. There's just so much energy. Rick Fox and T.I. and Nick and Jacob, like these are Kathy, like everybody really brought something really special and really interesting and unusual to it that was very surprising. I mean, it was powerful and interesting in the script form, but actually seeing it come to life in all of these different bodies was just really fascinating and remarkable. I mean,
I wish we'd had more time. We could have some killer parties.
yes, we could have. I mean, it's weirdly inclusive and diverse and multi-generational, and it's family and it's friends and it's chosen family and it's weird strangers and just the sort of camaraderie of people who come together around addiction and just self-care and self-help and love. And it's just like, there's such a tremendous energy all around all the time. So I don't know how much I brought or changed from it, but I definitely felt like I just dove into it.
Will has great affection for all his characters too.
Yeah.
Getting back to the party, they're all great people, even the nominal bad guys. They're so wonderful. You'd love to share a beer with this cast.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike The Layover, which you also directed, you put yourself in this movie. How easy or challenging was that for you? And to Rosario, did it help in your performance as an actress to have your director be acting alongside you?
Did it?
Well, yeah, I mean, we didn't have that many scenes together,
No.
but it's actually really interesting, more even looking at it now. There was so much stuff that was happening on the day that it's, when you're watching it, you're going, oh, like it works in a completely different way. Like you have these setups and sort of storylines like, oh, because this person knows and is doing whatever. But there was this whole other layer of just watching the interpretation, because the tone is so interesting, because it is dramatic, but it is comedy and it is farcical. So there's just this playfulness that you could add to these scenes that could be otherwise very heavy.
Did you see things when you saw it that you didn't
When I
see on the
watched
day?
it, yeah, on the day, because there's so much going on and there were so many people, and I was constantly be like, Felicity would do something just with an expression. She didn't even have a line, but she would just sell it, and it would just be so interesting because it wasn't, just a lot of just like two singles, like simple conversations. It was just like everything kind of up in the air at all times. So
It's
to
the
watch it
shameless way of
back, it
shooting.
was really fun. And because, you're working with someone who's not only the director and worked with material for so long, but also in it, and you can take your cues off of just that. Those were the moments that were actually really, I think, vital and really informative for me, was to just watch how this film, how your body lived in this film, gave me a permission of like how my body would live in this film. It's hard. It's not something that always that you can communicate. Sometimes you just got to really feel it and see it, and to just trust, okay, that's the movie we're making. This is the dance that we're doing.
The producer, was it easier and challenge to play those multiple hats?
I don't like to act in something I'm directing. I don't know how people do it. I feel I end up doing both jobs badly. I've only done it. I directed a Shameless. It's really hard. It's really hard to give up control. I had a couple of things going for me. The cast, and we got to rehearse those scenes. Felicity Huffman, my wife, was in it, and she anchored the family thing. And Rachel Winter, who produced it, is a lovely filmmaker herself, and she was behind the camera. So this was the best experience I've ever had of being the director and acting. Plus, I love these scenes. I just love them. I love farce.
Yeah.
So Nick's character, right, is infatuated with Crystal. Here's a fun question to both of you. If somebody likes you the way he likes Crystal, but you don't feel the same way about them. How do you turn them down
It's
in a way
hard.
that doesn't crush their spirit?
It's
If you
hard.
give us pointers.
It's hard
Yeah.
when someone loves you. You just, it's hard. It's really hard.
Yeah.
No good way to do it.
I don't know. I think what was really beautiful, like some of the stuff that we explored, there was that scene in the car. And I was like, is it okay if I like start taking off my eyelashes and pulling out my hair and doing this whole thing? Because I was like, you know, if you're saying you want to go in, this is what you're, you know, I don't think you're looking at all of the details here. And just to kind of play with it, say exactly what that person who loves you wants to hear and really show up, but then like really show up. And like make them make that choice more a little bit from your perspective, and they'll think it's their idea, but they'll recognize it's not a good one, you know. And it was beautiful. Like if she had tried to tell him and push him away, he would have just kept coming back for more. But actually really kind of laying it out there and going, I don't know that you really, you know, looked at this fantasy of yours. Let's detail that a little bit. It was really great.
Late in the cut.
It was so late.
When I found that look of you hugging him and going like that.
Oh, really?
It almost got lost.
Oh, no. I was so glad. Yeah, I saw it in there and I was like, I'm so glad that one made it.
And I've been looking at it forever and struggling with that scene when Ben finally said, hey, I found this. And I went, where has that been? That says the whole thing.
Yeah. It just like helps to kind of just like, you know, she's there and she's compassionate. You can be compassionate and loving towards someone, a lot of people, but try not to confuse them into thinking it's something that it's not.
A lot of people say, in the car, she's just jiving him, right? And
that helps. Then that definitely helps.
I know. That's the way to play it.
It was so dark in that car. We had so much to do. I was very excited and proud that the eyelashes showed up so well. I was like, that's really good.
That's after you left. We did an insert.
Nice. That was so good.
Well, thank you so much, Rosario. And congratulations on KRYSTAL.
Thank you.